Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of LAKERS, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video. LeBron James won't sway Luka Dončic's contract decision with Lakers. The 2024-25 NBA season has been a whirlwind for Luka Dončić. In a shocking, behind-closed-doors trade at the deadline, he was sent from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers, a blockbuster move that no one saw coming. Trading away a rising superstar like Dončić was unprecedented, but it gave the Lakers a lifeline, a chance to start building the next great era as the current one, led by LeBron James, nears its end. LeBron has been honest about being in the twilight of his career, openly acknowledging that his time on the court is winding down. Now, with Dončić in purple and gold, the Lakers have a rare opportunity to groom their next franchise cornerstone. This summer, the team can offer him a contract extension. However, from a financial standpoint, it may make more sense for Dončić to wait until next season, opt out, and sign a deal that brings in even more. While LeBron is known to have a powerful influence on players around the league, he's made it clear he won't interfere with Dončić's decision. As reported by Dave McMenamin of ESPN, LeBron has made a deliberate effort to support Luka since his arrival but has no intention of pushing him in any direction. "That's not my job," LeBron told ESPN. "Luka knows exactly how I feel about him. But at the end of the day, this trade was about the future. It's not about me. Luka has to decide what's best for his future. He's 26. I'm 40. He can't base his career on mine, and that's just the truth." Still, LeBron made no secret of his hope that Dončić stays. "Of course I hope he stays for a long time. The Lakers fans love him. This city has embraced him. We love him as a teammate and as a brother. But it has to be his call. I mean, let's be real, I'm not going to be around here forever." LeBron's respect for Luka's autonomy is not only the right approach, it's wise. After such a high-stakes, emotionally charged transition, Dončić deserves the space to think carefully about his next steps. While he's expressed genuine appreciation for his time in LA, nothing is set in stone until pen meets paper. Dončić enjoyed his first season in LA, but hasn't focused on an extension yet. When Luka first landed in Los Angeles, he was understandably caught off guard. But as the weeks went by, he settled in and grew more comfortable, both on and off the court. He's since shared that he truly enjoyed his first season with the Lakers. Still, when it comes to a contract extension, Dončić hasn't made it a focus just yet. For now, it seems he's taking his time, and taking it all in, before making what could be the most important decision of his career. The fallout and what it means for the Lakers' future. Dončić's presence in Los Angeles has already sent shockwaves through the NBA landscape. Analysts, fans, and even former players have weighed in on the potential long-term impact of this pairing. The prospect of Luka Dončić eventually becoming the face of the Lakers, the league's most iconic franchise, has ignited both excitement and skepticism across the basketball world. Inside the organization, there's a quiet but growing optimism. Team sources suggest that Lakers management is preparing a compelling pitch for Luka, one that emphasizes not just legacy and lifestyle, but long-term vision, building a team around him, not just plugging him into the remnants of LeBron's era. Meanwhile, head coach Darvin Ham and the front office have reportedly increased their communication with Dončić's camp, aiming to align on everything from roster construction to coaching input. There's an understanding that keeping Luka happy isn't just about offering him a max contract, it's about making him feel like this is his team moving forward. Off the court, Dončić has already begun settling into the LA lifestyle. He's been spotted at local events, building a media presence, and even teased possible business ventures in entertainment and fashion, something LeBron himself mastered early in his Lakers tenure. For a global star like Luka, Los Angeles offers opportunities far beyond basketball. How this affects the league. The ripple effects of Dončić's arrival in LA have already started to shape off-season narratives across the NBA. Rival teams are re-evaluating their timelines, as the idea of a LeBron to Luka succession plan suddenly makes the Lakers a long-term threat again. Western Conference contenders like the Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns are keeping a close eye on the situation, knowing that any commitment from Dončić could re-establish LA as a perennial powerhouse. From a free agency standpoint, Luka's indecision adds a layer of unpredictability. If he signals a willingness to stay long-term, it could attract other high-profile players eager to team up with him. If he opts to test free agency or delay his extension, it could leave the Lakers in limbo, with both risk and reward on the table. Doncic's voice will define the next chapter. What's clear is that Luka Dončić is no longer just a piece of a puzzle. He is the centerpiece. Whether he chooses to commit early or explore his options, the Lakers' future will hinge on how they continue to support and empower him. And with LeBron stepping back, not just physically but symbolically, it's clear that the torch has begun to pass. For now, fans will wait, holding their breath through what promises to be one of the most important off-seasons in recent Lakers history. All eyes are on Luka, and rightly so. His next move won't just shape his career. It could reshape the league. Lakers rumors: Austin Reaves played through toe injury during playoffs. Heading into the postseason, the Los Angeles Lakers had high hopes riding on a dynamic trio: Luka Dončić, LeBron James, and Austin Reaves. On paper, they looked like a team built to make a deep run. But in reality, the dream was cut short. The Lakers fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves in just 5 games in the first round. Despite a strong finish to the regular season that suggested LA could be a dark horse contender, key weaknesses were exposed, most notably, the lack of reliable big men. And while Reaves had been a steady contributor all season, he struggled to find his rhythm offensively when it mattered most. Over the course of the series, Reaves still averaged a respectable 16.2 points per game. But he shot just 41.1% from the field and 31.9% from beyond the arc, numbers that didn't reflect the level of impact he had shown earlier in the year. As it turns out, he wasn't at 100%. Reports indicate that Reaves suffered a sprained left big toe during Game 3, a key turning point in the series, when the Lakers lost their first game on the road in Minneapolis. From there, things quickly unraveled. Dončić was dealing with a back issue, and in Game 5, LeBron James tweaked his MCL. Trying to come back from a 3-1 deficit under those circumstances was an uphill battle, one the team ultimately couldn't win. Injuries are, unfortunately, part of the postseason grind. Almost every player is managing some sort of physical strain by that point. But there is a silver lining. The early exit gives the Lakers' core group, including Reaves, nearly 5 months to fully recover and reset. Reaves took another big leap in his 4th year, even earning votes for Most Improved Player. But for the Lakers to reach their full potential, they'll need him to deliver consistently in the playoffs, just like he did earlier in his career. With a full off-season to heal, reflect, and refocus, there's every reason to believe Reaves will come back stronger and hungrier. Pelinka stands firm. This trio has what it takes. When the Lakers shocked the league by acquiring Luka Dončić at the trade deadline, the immediate question was chemistry. How would 3 ball-dominant players coexist? But to their credit, Dončić, LeBron, and Reaves showed a willingness to sacrifice, adapt, and share responsibilities. The early playoff exit will no doubt raise questions about this trio's long-term viability. But internally, the confidence hasn't wavered. General Manager Rob Pelinka made it clear. He still believes in the core of James, Dončić, and Reaves. Speaking ahead of what could be a pivotal off-season, Pelinka emphasized that the foundation is strong and that these 3 stars, despite the early setback, are the kind of players who can anchor a championship-caliber team. There's no doubt in our minds, a team source shared. This group can win big. It's about putting the right pieces around them, staying healthy, and keeping the vision long-term. The next few months will be critical. But if this season taught fans anything, it's that the Lakers have something worth building on. And with Luka still ascending, LeBron still competing, and Reaves still growing, the story is far from over. Lakers rumors: uncertainty around Luka Dončić's long-term commitment helped preserve 2031 first-round pick in blockbuster trade. The second half of the 2024-25 NBA season turned into a whirlwind for Luka Dončić. In one of the most shocking moves in recent memory, the Dallas Mavericks traded away their franchise superstar to the Los Angeles Lakers, a deal so unexpected it still doesn't feel quite real. What made it even more surprising was that Dončić never asked to leave. In fact, all signs had pointed toward him wanting to spend his entire career in Dallas. So when the trade went down, it was not just business, it was emotional. For Dončić, for Mavericks fans, and for the entire NBA. But while the Mavericks may still be wrestling with that decision, the Lakers have no regrets. They landed one of the top 5 players in the league, a generational talent with the flair, fire, and charisma to carry the Lakers into the post-LeBron era. Luka doesn't just play in LA, he fits LA, part showman, part killer on the court. Still, what made the trade even more curious was the price. The Lakers didn't have to go all in with their future picks. They sent Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-rounder to Dallas, but held on to their 2031 first-round pick, which many assumed would be a must-include asset in any deal for a player of Dončic's caliber. According to Jovan Buha and Sam Amick of The Athletic, that wasn't an oversight. It was intentional and strategic. The reason? The Lakers weren't fully confident Dončić would commit long-term. League and team sources say the uncertainty around Dončic's long-term status was a key reason the Lakers managed to keep their 2031 first-round pick out of the deal, Buha and Amick reported. It's a delicate balancing act. On one hand, trading a superstar like Davis for a younger, more dynamic offensive force in Dončić was a no-brainer, even if the roster wasn't originally built around him. On the other, the Lakers had to hedge their bets. Holding on to that 2031 pick gives them an important asset to reshape the roster this summer, whether through another trade or draft move. For now, Dončić has said all the right things. His expressed loyalty to the Lakers and a desire to build something lasting in Los Angeles, just as he once aimed to do in Dallas. But until that commitment is inked on paper, questions will linger. Lakers ready to give Dončić any contract structure he wants. As Dončić becomes eligible for a contract extension this offseason, all eyes will be on how he chooses to navigate the next phase of his career. There are multiple options on the table, from a short-term deal with flexibility to a max extension that cements him as the face of the franchise. Whichever path he chooses, the Lakers are reportedly ready to accommodate him. They're prepared to offer Dončić any structure he wants, one source close to the situation shared. Short-term, long-term, player options, whatever gives him comfort and control. It's a clear message from the front office. This is your team now. Whether he signs this summer or waits for a potentially more lucrative deal next year, the Lakers are betting big on Luka. And with the talent, market, and legacy LA offers, they believe it's only a matter of time before he fully embraces his new home and takes the reins of the next great Lakers era. A gamble worth taking, but the clock is ticking. For the Lakers, landing Luka Dončić was both a bold move and a calculated risk. They traded away a former NBA champion and defensive anchor in Anthony Davis for a younger, offensively dominant star, a player whose ceiling may still be rising. But without a firm long-term commitment from Dončić, LA knows it's playing a high-stakes game. Internally, there's confidence. The front office believes that once Dončić experiences a full off-season with the organization, builds chemistry with the roster, and settles into life in Los Angeles, he'll see this as a place he can call home, not just for now, but for the rest of his prime. But the NBA world isn't so sure. Across the league, rival executives are monitoring the situation closely. If there's even a whisper of hesitation from Luka's camp about signing long-term, other teams will be ready to pounce, potentially setting up a bidding war in the years ahead. That's part of why the Lakers' decision to hold on to their 2031 pick is being praised by insiders. It gives them leverage and flexibility if things don't go according to plan. Repercussions in Dallas, fallout and frustration. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the aftermath of the trade has been tense. Fans were blindsided. Teammates were reportedly stunned. And the front office is under pressure to explain how they let a global superstar, still in his mid-20s, slip away without getting a king's ransom in return. Sources close to the Mavericks have suggested that internal concerns about Dončić's long-term happiness, combined with the team's stalled playoff progress, prompted a quiet willingness to move on. But from the outside looking in, the deal still feels lopsided, especially with the Lakers holding back one of their most valuable future picks. Some former players and analysts have criticized Dallas for not insisting on both first-rounders or more immediate star power in return. Others have speculated that internal dynamics, including rumored disagreements about roster direction, contributed to the trade's urgency. Summer of pressure ahead for the Lakers. For the Lakers, the coming off-season will be one of the most important in franchise history. With LeBron James nearing retirement and Dončić's long-term future still uncertain, Rob Pelinka and his front office must use every available asset, including that 2031 pick, wisely. They'll likely pursue additional shooting, front-court depth, and perhaps another high IQ veteran to stabilize the rotation. But most of all, they'll be focused on building an environment where Dončić feels empowered, supported, and motivated to stay. That may include giving him more input on roster moves, involving him in coaching conversations, and helping him build a stronger identity within the Lakers brand, not just as a superstar, but as the superstar. The stakes: a new era or another what if. If the Lakers can convince Dončić to stay, and build the right team around him, they may be looking at another decade of contention. The talent is undeniable. The market is perfect. The legacy is waiting. But if they fail to lock him in long term, they risk watching another generational star walk away, and undoing one of the most daring trades in team history. The next few months could define not just the Lakers' next chapter, but the entire landscape of the Western Conference.